Okay. Let's take one more interesting. Okay, so today's class we will do this only. Okay, so you will get some confidence. In Vedic, there is a very popular term, Papakartari yoga. What is that?
When the Ashubha planets placed 212, then it is called Papakartari yoga.
Okay, 212.
Yes.
Everybody else,
When
is
a
it correct?
benefic planet is hemmed between two malefic planets, it is called Papakartari yoga.
And we can reverse it also. We can make it Shubhakartari if we placed benefic planet.
Shubha planet. Yes.
Correct. Everybody else, is it clear? Okay, Papakartari means, Kartari means what? In Kannada we call it Katri.
Katri.
Katri means Caesar. In Sanskrit we call it Karatari. Yes, Caesar. So we call it Karatari in Sanskrit. Okay. So there are two forms of it, Papakartari and Shubhakartari.
सर पाप कर्तरी और शुभ कर्तरी की परिभाषा जो लोग आजकल समझ रहे हैं वो सही नहीं है। पाप कर्तरी मतलब कर्तरी का मतलब कैंची तो होता है, लेकिन मतलब जो भाव से हम पाप कर्तरी शुभ कर्तरी ले रहे हैं उसके अगले भाव में ग्रह वक्री होना चाहिए और उसके पीछे वाले भाव में ग्रह मार्गी होना चाहिए, तब कर्तरी योग बनेगा। वरना तो पाप मध्यस्थ और शुभ मध्यस्थ योग बनेगा, न कि कर्तरी योग।
ये जो आपने बताया ना, बहुतों को समझ में नहीं आया, बट मैं समझ रहा हूँ आप जो बता रहे हो, दैट इज एक्चुअल डेफिनेशन ऑफ कर्तरी।
हाँ, एक्चुअल डेफिनेशन कर्तरी की यही है।
हाँ, वो सही है।
So likewise, if the slow planet placed in second house and the fast moving planet placed in 12th house, that also become like this, na sir?
Yes, actually, everything depends upon the speed and movement of planet.
Yes.
Okay, so what Jairaj is saying, retrograde planet should be placed
in second.
In second.
Yes, it is coming back to the place, and the 12th house planet is approaching. The two planets are pressing that particular planet, so that is called Papakartari.
Simple.
The same way, the second place, if the slope movement planet occupied second house and fast movement planet occupies 12th house, the same way these two planets also pressing the middle planet, that is also called Papakartari.
Correct.
This is there in Tajika system also. When the fast movement planet in second house, when the slow movement planet in 12th house, in our Vedic we call Papakartari, but the thing is, the fast movement planet, when placed in second house, it will move fast away, so that there is no impact on the particular planet.
Correct. So it makes sense.
Yes.
So we will deal with this thing. Okay. Very easy, and I hope everybody is aware about this particular combination. Okay. But we will see in Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. Okay. Now I will give you some charts. Okay, if you have Bhrigu Nandi Nadi by R.G.
Tablet.
Bhrigu Nandi Nadi by R.G. Rao. You can open that book and I will give you some charts. Okay, you can note down that chart and read it later. Okay. So now see, as per Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, what does it mean? Again, the same thing only. Okay. But we deal with the Karak Tattva more here. Okay. Remember, we are not using degrees for now. Okay, no Lagna, no degrees at all. Okay, so if no degrees, it means no retrogression, nothing. Okay, we'll go with very simpler form of charts. Okay, and in your upcoming class, we can make complex. Okay, we'll go step by step. This is a complete first class and complete beginners. So we'll go. I keep it Simple, as much as possible. So now, as per the definition, any planet who is pressed or hemmed between two of his worst enemies, okay, cannot give good results. Okay. The native get difficulties from such planets by having adverse sites or portfolio of such planet who is hemmed. For example, we know Sun shows glory and glorious position. Correct? Sun also shows father. Karaka of father. Mars means brother. Okay. So let's say if Sun is hemmed between two enemy planet, or Mars is hemmed between two enemy planet, they can face the danger. Okay. In Bhrigu Nadi, many times she used the word death. Okay, the person died and all these things. Okay, but every time death is not confirmed. But yes, the sufferings equivalent to death, we can say.
मृत्युतुल्य कष्ट.
Mrityutulya kast. Okay. So now, they will face the danger and death difficulties. You know, Mars also means Mangalya, marriage or marriage ceremony. Okay, so if Mars is hemmed between two enemy planet, with the sufferings in marriage ceremony can also take place. Okay, we will deal with these characters in more detail in upcoming classes. Okay. This definition is clear? Similar to Vedic? Okay, now see,
Yes, sir.
now see the application. Still joining. I don't know why they are late. Nitesh, are you there?
Yes, sir. मैं इन
ओ,
कर रहा हूँ इनको, ये बात
तुम
करा रहे हैं, जा रहे हैं, मैं इन कर रहा हूँ सर।
हाँ, तुम इन करना है, बीच में ना समझ नहीं आता है।
नहीं नहीं, मैं कर लूंगा, वो मैं करता हूँ सर, मैं क्लास ड्यूरेशन क्लास में हूँ, बस म्यूट पे होगा।
ठीक है। Before we deal with these charts, okay, I would like to tell you one more important point. If friendship and enmity is important part in Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, okay, that we'll cover in next class. Okay, today is just an introduction session. In next class, we will deal with the friendship and enemies of planet, and these friendship enemies are slightly different. Okay, from what we are studying in Vedic. Okay, slightly, not all, but yes, slightly different. That we'll see in next class. So now in this chart, south and north both are given. Chart visible to all, full screen. Okay. Now, no need to include the hardcore Vedic principles. Okay. If you know Vedic, it's good. Okay, but till the end of this class, just keep it aside. Okay, no need to include any Vedic and all. You make your brain completely blank. Okay, then you see this chart. Okay, you will understand it in better. But if you apply the all advanced principles of Vedic and all, you will spoil it. Correct? Be simple and just pay concentration on this chart, and the chart number I already mentioned, 361 number chart. In Bhrigu Nandi Nadi by 𝐂𝐸𝐧𝐭𝐚𝐜 book, if you go and check 360 number one chart, 361, you will find this chart. Okay, there are many other predictions are given, but not reasoning. Okay, but I am picking only this one point out of that prediction. So the rest of predictions we will deal later. Okay, so here you can see Moon and Saturn placed in Virgo. Okay, Mars is in Scorpio in its own sign, and Rahu is in Capricorn. Okay, So what does it say? As per the definition in our Vedic, we say Papakartari can be possible only when planet placed in this and this for the Mars. जयराज जी ठीक है? Okay, this is our concerned planet Mars. Okay, and the planet is placed in 7th and 9th number Rashi. We call it Papakartari. Okay, there is another definition of Papakartari. If 3 planets are placed in one sign, okay, then also Papakartari can be possible, depending on the degrees. Okay, that is also one format. But here, they say Mars is hemmed between 2 enemies. Who are 2 enemies? One is Saturn, one is Rahu. The prediction which Rishi did for this chart, the brother of female native will pass away early. Okay, why brother?
Mars is
brother.
Mars is Karak, no? Mars is Karak, simple. So what we are doing here? Just, okay. Yeah, so what exactly we are doing here? Our prime focus planet is Mars. Okay, you need to check the back and the front of Mars. Okay, you know there is no planet here and here. Automatically it becomes weak now. Okay, this also we have discussed. Is it correct? No planet 2 and 12 from the Mars. So as per the Bhrigu system, we call it a weak planet. Mars can be in its own sign. Okay, but this Mars is not getting support from any other planet from 12 and 2. So in this system, we call it as a weak planet. First point. Okay, second point. After Mars, first house is blank, second house is blank, and in third house, we have enemy of Mars. Okay, in previous house of Mars, again blank, no planet. Before that, there is another enemy planet, Saturn. Okay, so what we are doing here, what Rishi is predicting, Rishi is saying the Karak Tattva of Mars will suffer for this native. Easy to apply? Remember here we are using 2 different concepts. One is empty houses in 2 and 12, planet become weak. Third is enemies planet, hemmed between enemies. In Vedic, we are very strict about the same houses or 2 and 12 houses. But here we are not very strict about 2 and 12 houses. Okay, that can be possible in other houses also. But the point is, like here, Saturn is placed in 2 houses away from the Mars. Okay, but in between them, there is no planet. Okay, Rahu is placed 2 houses away from the Mars. In between, no planet. So we still consider it as a hemmed.
So you're taking degrees here, right? Because Moon is also there in the 6th house, which is Mars' friend, like natural friend, right?
Yeah.
So
पर ये तो वैदिक से भी कंसीडर हो रहा है.
वैदिक से भी हो.
हाँ, शनि की दृष्टि मंगल पर, शनि की दृष्टि मंगल पे है, और शनि पर राहु की भी दृष्टि है, तो राहु का फेवर भी आ गया, राहु का भी प्रभाव आ गया शनि में, तो शनि और राहु दो का प्रभाव मंगल पर आ गया.
So this is what I am saying. It doesn't matter whether you use Vedic or Bhrigu or anything. You will reach the same conclusion only. Same conclusion. Okay. the thing is, this is much simpler than that. Okay, here in Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, we are not going to use the Vedic aspect. Okay, like Saturn is having third aspect. Correct. Rahu is having 5-9 aspects. All these things we will not consider. So here, aspect is something different. Okay, that we will see in next class. Okay, but here, if we don't know aspect, then also by only using two principles, we can easily deduce Mars is the weakest planet in this chart. We are not using the aspect. Okay, degree wise, we are not using degree for now, but in this chart, Moon and Saturn is at higher degree, Moon is at lower degree. Okay, then only we can call it as a hemmed. Okay, so this chart is given in the book. Read about this chart. We'll understand more better. This is one of the chart in this book. Yatin Kotwal is asking, do we also consider Nandi Nadi Rashi Parivartan? Yes, Rashi Parivartan is also important in Nandi Nadi. Okay. Moon is already afflicted. Okay, so there are some other rules which I will cover in upcoming classes. Okay, but don't consider Moon can help here. By any means, no. So now let's see one more chart. This is another chart from same book, 376 number chart. Okay, again I'm saying I'm just picking the prediction which is relevant for our concept. Okay, you all can check in your chart also. Okay, but for this class, don't go for any conclusion. At least do first 5-6 sessions, then you will have a complete idea. So now in this chart, we know Venus is in Taurus sign in its own house. It's between Mercury Sun of Aries and Ketu, Jupiter of Gemini. Now, who is the enemy of Venus here?
Ketu and Sun.
Ketu and Sun.
Ketu and Sun.
Sun, Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Yes. Okay, so the thing is, what Rishi is saying? He says the Venus cannot give anything to native, as is all power, loss or gone. If you see the prediction, the karaka tattva of Venus is not in the native's life. Okay, now the happiness of spouse, all these things. Only by using these two principles, or here we are using only Papakartari thing, we can easily derive the weakest planet. Obviously, you will have another question in your mind. Why only marriage or spouse? Why not other karaka tattva of Venus? Okay, this can be a question also, no? Like in previous chart, why only brother? Mars will show other karaka tattvas also. So is it going to harm every karaka tattva or only one particular karaka tattva of Mars? Or here only one particular karaka tattva of Venus? This also we can understand. There is a way to identify. Okay, for that we need to cover some more small rules, and then you can easily identify why only marriage, why not other character class.
Can I ask a question here? Sorry.
Yes.
So if I compare this with Vedic, right? So we say Jupiter is a benefic planet, and Saturn is basically it's a delay, but it doesn't deny things, right? So if I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Jupiter is aspecting the 7th house of this native. So won't there be?
Yes. So
from a Vedic perspective, this is still positive, right?
Now here we have some problem. Okay, so when we read the definition in Vedic, now we call it benefic and malefic planet. Correct? Hemmed between benefic, hemmed between malefic. Correct? This is what you are saying. You are saying they are hemmed between malefic, but here definition is clear, hemmed between enemies. No malefic, no benefic. It's enemies.
Yeah, I was just trying to relate this concept with what we were trying to say, right? That Bhrigu is no different than Vedic, right? But had I analyzed this chart from a Vedic perspective, I wouldn't have made this comment that there's a complete denial of karaka.
That is a wrong analysis which you are doing in Vedic. This is what I am saying. Actually, in Papakartari, you should check the enemy planet, not benefic and malefic. I will tell you why. When you say benefic and malefic, we have two definitions for it. Natural benefic malefic and functional benefic malefic. Which one you will use here?
Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but you're only seeing one aspect of Jupiter, right? That one aspect of Venus, that it is hemmed between enemies, right? But there are other concepts also, right? For example, there is another concept in Vedic that Jupiter is a benefic planet, right? If I look at all those concepts, or are you saying that we should not be applying other concepts of Vedic at all? Because Jupiter is aspecting fifth aspect is on 7th house, right?
Jupiter itself is a very
Sir, my
okay. Oh no, I will answer your question. Just a second. Let me mute others. Yeah, Shivani ji. So I got your point. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, in Vedic also, the system, like you are saying Jupiter is benefic, correct?
Yeah.
Jupiter is benefic. So in one way we can call, okay, Jupiter is benefic, so it can modify the result. Okay. In Vedic, maybe you will not predict like this. You will not say Venus is hemmed. This is, I am saying that is a wrong approach. Okay. In Vedic, when we say Jupiter is benefic, okay, so there are different meanings to it. This is what I am saying. In Vedic, when you say a planet is hemmed between benefic or malefic, so what exactly you are considering? You are considering Jupiter as a natural malefic benefic, a natural benefic, or what? Functional benefic.
See, right now I'm talking about Jupiter as a natural benefic. Right?
Natural benefic, we should not take natural benefic here, no? In Papakartari yoga, we will not take natural malefic and benefic.
That's fine. So maybe I'm not able to explain myself. I'm saying we are just attributing a percentage. So you don't analyze a chart just by one aspect, right? Fine, their Venus is a Papakartari. Okay, I deduct 50 points from this chart, no merit. But I also see second aspect, Jupiter is aspecting 5th house. So are you saying we will give it a zero aspect?
Again, you have introduced one more point, that is a Lagna. Okay. If you're using Lagna, then only Jupiter can aspect 7th house. Correct?
Yeah, of course. So I'm going back to the concept where you say, if I analyze a chart from Vedic, or if I analyze a chart from Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, we will come back to the same conclusion. I was just trying to come back to the same conclusion, actually. That was what I was trying to do.
Yeah, so we will, in both cases, we'll come to same conclusion. In Vedic, when you say Jupiter is aspecting 7th house, it means we are using Lagna. Correct. When we use the Lagna, obviously we need to include some other concepts also. Okay. At the end, again, you have to reach to the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Venus karaka is going to spoil there also. Okay. But here, we are not using the Lagna. Okay. You completely ignore the Lagna for now. We're using only karaka planet, that is Venus. Okay. And here we are not using the functional malefic and benefic concept. Okay, we are using only the natural one, and also we are more concentrated on the enemy and friendly planet. Okay, not benefic and malefic. Okay, so here we are not dealing with benefic and malefic. So we have already excluded some concepts. So whatever is left, we have to analyze only from that angle. Okay, but we see the same thing from the Vedic, na? We have to include 4 or 5 more points.
Okay.
Okay, so again you will do the same thing on. Okay, both will not give you different result. Okay, maybe you will miss some concept. That is a different thing. Okay, but the
Yeah.
result will be same.
Okay.
Okay, let's say if I'm seeing your chart, so I can't say na by Nadi, okay, you will get married, and by Vedic, I am predicting no, you will not get married.
Yeah, of course.
That is a nonsense thing, na?
Yeah, yeah.
So obviously we have to include in Vedic other concepts also. Then also you will reach to the same thing. Okay, but the point is in Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, it is much simpler. It's much simpler. Okay, again, one more point I'm adding here. In Vedic, when we use the Papakartari, 𝐿 na, so some people take natural malefic benefit. Some people take functional malefic benefit. But here Nadi says, no, use the friends and enemy planet.
Sir,
No
can I add
functional
one
benefit.
point?
Yes.
So I'm looking at this Venus is hammed. How I am interpreting is I'm just changing the order of the planets. I'm taking the sun instead of Mercury and Sun. I'm taking Sun and Mercury there, and Jupiter is there. Jupiter is considered Venus as enemy, and obviously Sun and Venus are enemies. So it is hemmed between the black
Sun,
planets.
Jupiter and Sun, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
If you
take
see
the
this
degrees,
chart, no? If you see this chart in the book, that is given in same way.
yes, sir.
Okay. Maybe in drawing, I am doing it in wrong manner. Mercury is Sun, I am putting reverse. Okay.
So
Sun should be there.
So obviously it is actually hemmed between the planets. So it's simple. That's what I'm looking at.
It's a simple. The thing is, our rules are very simple. Okay, we are not complicated. Okay, so in Vedic, the problem with Vedic is in Vedic there we deal with multiple things. Okay, then we come to some conclusion. If you know each and everything, then it's okay. Or else, you use this Bhrigu Nandi Nadi concept, you have only few concepts, but ultimately you're going to reach into the same conclusion. There's no difference in that.
Yes, sir. Because they haven't provided the degrees in the Nadi, Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. So I'm just trying to understand.
And now this is a responsibility of every student in this class who reading this technique and all. Now they have to check their charts. Okay. And by next week, you all can submit. Consider it as a homework. Okay, if you're really serious in studying this subject, okay, so in every class, we will do some homework also. Okay, I'll give small, like you pick only this one concept. Okay, at least test these things on 5 charts. Okay, prepare it in proper Word file and send us.
So, sir, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, if instead of Jupiter, some friend, like Saturn is friend to Venus, if it is there, so that but Saturn is sick.
No. So then we will not call it as a Karkari.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, listen one more time, everybody. Okay. In Parashari, we say planet is hemmed between malefic, is a Papakartari. Okay, but can you show me one book which clearly says what is the definition of malefic here? Is it natural malefic benefit? Is it functional malefic benefit? Anybody in the class?
No, sir.
Okay. Don't say it's functional because of my experience. No, I don't want your experience. Can you show me any evidence? Then how we are arriving in this definition? The planet is hemmed between malefic. What is the definition of malefic here? Okay, we have answer for that. Okay, so I am not going into that particular definition in this class. I will keep it for my Vedic course. Okay, so here in Nadi, definition is very clear. There is no confusion in benefic, malefic, functional, natural. Definition is very clear. Definition says hemmed between enemy planet. That's it. Now, I think there is no problem in understanding enemy and friendly planet. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Nadi will bring clarity in your analysis. in Vedic, there are many concepts which we use wrong. Okay, but in Nadi, you will get better understanding of same concept. Okay.
Shall I ask one thing, sir?
Yeah, Mitaji.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
So now in this case, the Karatattva of a Venus, right? The Karatattva of a Venus like marriage. If the marriage for this native would have not been bad, it would have been good. But the other Karatattva's of a Venus like
that I already explained. There is a way to identify which particular Karatattva Venus is going to hamper.
Yeah.
This we can understand, but for that we need to cover some more concept for it.
Okay, so that way we have to understand Bhrigu Nandi Nadi like.
Yes, I will give you a hint. Okay, like Shivani ji is saying, Jupiter is aspecting 7th house from 5th aspect. Correct. So this is completely correct in terms of Vedic because we are using Lagna. 7th house we can easily calculate. Okay, but here in Nadi we see 7th house, but from the Karaka planet. It means you need to consider Venus as a first house. Okay, and then you have to consider rest of other things. So if you make Karaka planet as ascendant, it will give you more finer analysis of Karakattva's, like which particular Karakattva is going to suffer here. Okay, this we can cover in later classes, but yes, you can make chart by rotating from the planet. There we can include the houses. Okay, same exercise we have covered in our ultra beginner course for identifying the profession. Correct? So that video we have uploaded in YouTube. So many have commented, okay, you are mixing Nadi and Vedic. Okay, I received at least 10-15 comments, similar comments. You are mixing Vedic and Nadi. Now, how to explain them? This is not, we are not mixing Vedic and Nadi. You are separating Vedic and Nadi. They both are same already. Okay, we are just, I am saying make Venus as ascendant. Okay, and from there you can see the chart. So what is harm in it? This is the Nadi system only. This we can use. In advanced concept of Nadi, we are using it. Okay, so when you make Venus as ascendant, so all Karakattva's of Venus, you can see from that particular chart. Now you can easily decide. Venus will show marriage, Venus will show something else, Venus is showing property. Venus is a karaka property in Nadi system. Okay, Mars is a karaka property in Vedic. This is the one difference here. Okay, so now when I say Venus is hammed, so how will you decide whether property is getting hammed or marriage? Or the spouse, not marriage, spouse. Okay, wife. That you can decide when you make Venus as ascendant. Okay, that we will cover in our upcoming classes. Let's see one more chart. This chart we have covered? Not yet. Okay. Chart number 393. You can note down this chart number. You can check in the book. Okay. So here, Jupiter is in Leo, all alone. No planet with Jupiter. In 12th house, we have Venus, Moon. And in second, we have Sun and Mercury in Virgo. Here, Jupiter and Mercury are enemies. Okay. In Nadi, there are two things. Okay. Mercury, Jupiter are friends, but Jupiter, Mercury is our enemy. Clear? There is one more exception to it that we will discuss when we read about the friendship and enemies. So here again, Jupiter is going to have between these two enemy planets, not malefic. I'm saying enemy planet. Now, here our concentration is not on Jupiter. Now this chart is a little bit complex to understand. Okay. Here our planet is Mars. Okay, so I'm mixing here two different concepts. Okay, what we call that? That moon 212 yoga, what we call it? Ķemovdram yoga. Sorry, Ķemovdram yoga. Okay, so Ķemovdram yoga, what does that mean? 212. It means no support from other planets. Same here, Mars is not having any support from 212, but Mars is getting aspect of Jupiter. Okay, so it is having the support of Jupiter. Okay, but Jupiter itself is very weak. So it will not give any support for the Mars. It means in this chart, the karaka of Jupiter as well as Mars, both are getting Okay, so here Rishi used one word, Mangalya. Okay, Mars, Jupiter Mars is important for the marital purpose. Okay, so here Mars is in Aquarius, next two houses, you can see those are vacant. It means Pisces and Aries, no planets. Okay, behind Mars also, Capricorn and Sagittarius, no planet. The marriage of this boy will be delayed. This is written in that book. The marriage of this boy is delayed.
So, in this course, we would be able to make a distinguish between delayed, denied, disease, chronic disease, and all that, right? So,
yeah. Okay. So when we cover that marriage part, so we will see like early marriage, delayed marriage, late marriage. This part we will cover. This is another chart. This is also interesting chart. This is another interesting chart. In this chart, Jupiter, Sun, Rahu, Moon are in Cancer. Saturn is in Gemini. Mercury, Venus in Leo next to Sun. Now here Sun, see, ignore this arrangement of planets. Okay, this I have done. So maybe there's a mistake in it. You go with the book. Okay, what is mentioned in the book, arrangement of planets. Because this arrangement is very important, this we see in our course. Okay, yoga, like this Rahu, Jupiter, Moon, Sun is one yoga. Okay, but if I shift Sun behind the Rahu, Sun, Rahu, Jupiter, Moon, this will give another yoga. If I shift Jupiter to last, then Rahu, Moon, Sun, Jupiter will give different yoga. So this arrangement of planet, how we can arrange it and how to reduce the result, that also we need to understand. Okay, this is again an interesting part that we will see in Nadi. Now, Sun is hampered between his enemies.
I wanted to ask in the previous chart also, where in the third house Jupiter and Mercury were there. Oh, sorry, Jupiter and Ketu were there. So was it to be dealt in a different way?
Yes. Ketu Jupiter will give different result. Jupiter Ketu will give different result.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, that's why I'm saying this Nadi system will give you finer abilities to do your analysis. Okay, so in Vedic we generally ignore this thing, but this thing is also mentioned in Vedic. But we ignore this one point. It's not like this is only given in Nadi. No, this is already given in Vedic also. The arrangement of planets. This is one of the use of degrees.
So that I understand. What I wanted to ask is that in Nadi, like we are dealing this 212 in a larger spectrum. It's not necessary that they are just within 212. Rather, they are in a different house, but the essence remains same.
Yes.
But when we were considering, like Shivani ma'am was asking that Jupiter is actually aspecting seventh house. So we were not considering because Venus was becoming the first house. So it was Jupiter was in seventh. Yet there was Ketu also. So they would have aspected that Saturn in any case.
Yes.
So in Nadi, it has to be dealt in a different way, you are saying.
Yes. The dealing is different. Okay. We will not use every parameter of Vedic. Okay. We have only focus. We are focusing only on directional aspect. It means 159 and seventh aspect. Okay.
And even if there is any conjunction of any sort.
Conjunction will give different result.
Yeah, that's
okay. Conjunction is same in both cases.
Okay. Thank you.
So don't worry. I will cover these things in detail. Okay. Every aspect we will cover in detail.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. I will give you one more idea. Okay. Why, if a malefic planet is sitting 2 houses away, let's say in previous case, let me show you that chart.
Mars. First chart.
Yeah, this chart. Okay, we can see this chart also. Here you see the Mars, correct? So she's saying Mars is not getting any support from Jupiter also, because Jupiter itself is getting weak. Okay. Now there is another concept is working behind this. Okay, so when you understand the progression, when we read the progressions, you will understand Mars sitting here. If Mars will move, okay, Mars will progress in Pisces, Aries, and Taurus till he crossed the Taurus, or after Taurus also. Okay, this native is going to suffer. Is it clear? Because Mars is weak. Okay, so all karakatva of Mars is getting weaker. Okay, now Mars will gain strength only when Mars meet with Jupiter or some other friendly planet in progression. Okay, till that time Mars is going to suffer. That's why when we say planet before or after is no planet, it means no support. It means in progression also planet is not going to gain any strength. But in this case, Mars for next 2 houses, no support. In Ketu, enemy. Again after Ketu, no support. And when that meets to Venus and Moon, at that time he will gain some strength. And when Mars meet with Jupiter in progression, then it will gain some strength. It means some relief in the life.
So sir, when Mars reaches 3rd house, will it not gain some amount of support because he will have Moon and Venus at least 12th from him? Oh, sorry, 2nd from him?
2nd from him means when Mars progress to 2nd, then only he will gain strength. It means you see the effect of gaining strength, but not complete.
Yeah, so because he will be having Ketu in his 12th and Venus and Moon in his 2nd when he reaches 3rd house.
Yes.
So that time at least partial support will be
partial
there.
Support we can see.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a reason behind it. Okay, why we call it weak? Weak means not only at the moment it is weak. Okay, it will be weaker till it moves to the planet which can give them strength.
Got it, sir.
Okay, their progression plays a role.
Okay. Sir, in this case, will Mars not get some strength in Lagna because it is in the Aries time?
Yes, it will gain some strength. Okay, but again, as I'm saying, Jupiter is already weak. Okay, so in order to gain some strength from the Jupiter, it should reach to Jupiter only. Because you are from the ultra Vedic, we have seen when planets are conjoined, their strength level are highest. Okay, 100% strength. When planets are in 159, their strength level is 75%. Correct? So you need to think like that. Yes, Ajay ji,
Yeah, sir, in this 393, and last chart that we were looking at, right, we discussed about friends and enemies. So in this case, Moon and Sun are friends for Jupiter. I didn't understand that why we're still saying that Jupiter has no strength.
Venus.
All the charts that the charts where we are discussing. Okay.
No, here Jupiter is enemy with Venus, not Moon.
Yeah, but in last chart we were discussing right sequence. So sequence in the book it's mentioned like Moon and Venus and Sun and Mercury. So I'm assuming that
This
Sun
one.
and
This one? No.
in the same chart 393. If I look at the book, right, it's showing Moon and Venus, Moon first and then Venus, and similarly Sun first and then Mercury. My understanding from previous discussion was that which we are writing early.
Yeah, that is thing. But as I'm saying now, degrees are not given in the book. Okay, so we are not very sure whether that sequence is correct or not.
Okay.
But we are not bothered about what is written. Okay, that may be a printing mistake or the arrangement mistake. Okay, but we will focus on concept. If concept is clear, that is working.
So concept wise also, if Moon and Sun are benefics, right, friends for Jupiter, even if Venus and Mercury are not friends, then why are we not considering that part? That
we are not consider. Yeah, I got your point. So you are saying Venus and Moon both are together. Okay, so we are saying Mercury and Sun both are together. We are saying Jupiter is weak. Why we are not considering Moon and Sun?
Correct. So those are friends for Jupiter, right?
Yeah. So it means we have both 50-50 chances, na?
Correct.
50% of support, 50% non-support.
Correct.
Okay. But the thing is, for judgment of strength, we use like this only. Okay. If two enemy planets are there, it becomes weak.
Okay.
It becomes weak.
So in this Bhrigu Nandi Nadi concept, we don't use degrees at all, or we use degrees.
Degree we use. Okay, we are going to learn about degrees. Or degrees are very important.
Okay, so this whatever is written in this book, I don't have this book. Then it means that Venus is closer to Jupiter, and similarly, the other.
Technically,
right? That is what we can assume.
Yes, technically, what should be there? Jupiter is closer to Venus. And Jupiter is closer to this Mercury. Then only this situation can take place. Then only this event can be possible. Not in every case. Okay. So degrees are there. So we will cover degrees, and degrees are very interesting. Okay. So when we cover that chapter, so we will enjoy more.
सर ये पीछे से बहुत आवाज आ रही है. ये माइक म्यूट नहीं कर रखा लोगों ने सर.
Yes, please mute everybody.
I request you to mute everyone else's mics except for the speaker. Somebody's mic is echoing whatever is being said.
Let me make you co-host also. Co-host.